camera is driving me nuts. I did a whole 8-minute thing on...
Camera.
Wait, let me do this. I did a whole big 8-minute sermon on this, and it cut me off at 3 minutes. But I guess that's what I get for just blethering. Anyhow, I wanted to show you... No, first of all, I'm going to tell you what Duncan looked like when I went back to pick him up. He had blood in both ears, and a broken horn, and he was in obvious distress. I can't even put into words how that made me feel. Anyhow, I asked the veterinary nurse, or whatever she was, about the pain medicine to come home, and she handed me this. She said, "Oh, yep, almost forgot, there you go, one of those." And I'm like, alright, well, what am I supposed to do with this? I mean, a syringe? And she goes, "Oh yeah, just give it to him tomorrow." I said, "Okay, when? Like 24 hours from now? 8 hours from now? Like, when is the pain he's in the pain medicine that he's taken gonna catch up with him, and then he's gonna start feeling the pain, and then I have to give it to him?" I thought there was some kind of a plan here. And she's like, "Oh, it doesn't really matter, just give it to him sometime tomorrow. Whenever you want." And I'm like, "Okay." And she said, "Bye." I don't have any experience with giving animals injections. So is this supposed to go under his skin or into his muscle? I mean, where am I supposed to inject it? And she goes, "Oh, hold on, I'll find out for you." And she goes back inside, and she comes back out. And she goes, "Do it anywhere in his rump. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just in his rump." I'm like, in his rump? That's really it? There's no leaflet or no information? You don't even gonna tell me what this stuff is? And she said, "Hold on." She was trying to be polite. She went back inside. She came out one more time. And she goes, "Oh no, back of the neck." No, wait, I got that backwards, actually. She told me back of the neck first. And then she came out and she told me to stick it in his rump, somewhere in the muscle. But I mean, it was that dismissive attitude. Like, there's a big difference between under the skin and in the muscle, and there's a big difference between in the neck and in the rump. And they just handed somebody who doesn't know what they're doing a syringe, and just because it's a sheep, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. No time. Just whenever you feel like giving him the medicine, stick it in him somewhere. So it feels like a total betrayal of what you're supposed to do when you're caring for your pets, to subject him to that. I figured out with all the pain that he was in when he came home, he was in serious, serious pain. The best I can figure that happened was they gave him a shot, if they even did that. And then they restrained him in the cradle, which holds them upside down, and he probably thrashed his head around in response to the pain that he was in, and maybe that's how he ended up breaking his horn and bleeding out of both ears. I don't know, but somebody needs to do something about the fact that this is how they treat farm animals, because they're not pets. Pet animals, you'd get a booklet, instructions, somebody would give you a demonstration, this is how you hold a needle, this is how you pinch his skin, I don't know. Sorry, I don't normally get upset, but when it comes to things like this, I'm furious, completely at a loss. So anyhow, that was my trip to the vet yesterday, and I know there's going to be people out there who totally think I'm overreacting. But I mean, if it was your dog or your cat, I mean, you would want to treat him as professionally as possible, and that blood and mucus and fur-filled and feces-filled drain in the middle of the floor was not very reassuring. And they walked him right over the top of it. I asked them for, like, if they had a sanitizing spray I could spray on his feet. A lot of the diseases that sheep and cows can get from each other. They can just pick up by walking over it and getting an infection on their foot and whatever. So I asked if they had a disinfectant spray to prevent that, because you'd think with sick animals marching in and out for treatment that they'd have something. She said, oh no, we don't have anything like that. So Duncan's fine. He's feeling a lot better today. And if he starts showing some more signs of distress, I will figure out how to give him that injection. And I feel vastly underqualified because no one actually showed me how to do it. So, yay.